You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest, first-timer on Ron Siegel Radio, Justin Bringus.
You got it.
Bringus Home Team.
You got it. Yes, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you with us. And let me remind you, if you ever have any more finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Well, I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money. I personally work with you, even if you don't have any needs today. Save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, we are celebrating today. There's a lot on the celebration list today. National Utah Day. I don't think so. World No Tobacco Day. Well, to me, that No Tobacco Day is every day, so I don't know about that one. Autonomous Vehicle Day. I don't know if I'm there yet. Speak in complete sentences day. I guess we're supposed to finish our sentences. I don't know if I do that one either. Senior Health and Fit. Now that I'm getting closer to being a senior, well, maybe I am a senior in some worlds. Parrot Day. Flip Flop Day. No, don't go turning over. It's your shoes I'm talking about here. And, you know, usually about this time of year, we're broadcasting this morning, the end of May. Usually we can go out to the beach and you wear flip-flops. Right now, I'm thinking we need to get an umbrella. It's just nuts out here. Where did Southern California weather go? And having beaten anorexia, I think we're just going to stick with National Macaroon Day. So we're celebrating that one as well. Where are you getting good macaroons at? I'm going to say, maybe the Post, Rockwell's. They do a good job over there. Hey, let's take a look and see what's going on the markets today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average. Wow, it's down 245 points. The S&P 500 is down 31. The NASDAQ is down 90. Oil down 54 cents a barrel. Southern California, don't get too excited. That doesn't mean we're going to get any help in gasoline prices. We still have the same government charging us over $1 a gallon in taxes and fees. Just craziness.
It is what it is.
So what's driving the market down today? That's a big question. We got a JOLTS report came out today. They're still talking. You got to love the media right there. But, well, you know something? I think we said this. Isn't today National Parrot Day? Didn't I say that it was National Parrot Day? I think that was on the list. So we got these lovely people in the media. Yeah, it's World Parrot Day, not national. So we got these lunatics in Washington, and then you get the media that follows them. And they come out, not only do we have a debt ceiling, but it could lead to a catastrophic default. I mean, can you get any more outrageous than that? Not like we don't get to a debt ceiling fight all the time. Not like they don't come up with a solution at the 11th hour every single time. But this one, it's catastrophic. And I could have heard that a dozen times on the media this morning. Ironically enough, the Business Channel wasn't talking that way. But the parrots over at Channel 5 out here in Southern California, they had to refer to it as catastrophic. Now, I don't know about you, but they came out, they figured this methodology. Somehow Janet Yellen, another one of the idiot. Don't say that about our Treasury Secretary. Janet Yellen. So first off, she figured that we had enough money to last until June 1st, until she realized they weren't going to have a deal done in time. So now we have enough money to last until June 5th. If they don't finalize the deal this week, somehow she's going to find more money. Just throwing that out there, because seniors, you're still going to get your checks, and veterans, you're still going to get your checks, and everybody else is going to get their checks. Now, here's the fascinating part that I find very, very fascinating every single time. When we've had this happen in the past, you know who doesn't get paid? Non-essential employees. Now, I've run businesses for the last 40 years. You know what I say about non-essential employees? Goodbye. Because we don't need non-essential employees. If you're non-essential, by definition, right? Am I missing something here? The non-essential employees, maybe if we cut back on some of them, maybe we wouldn't have $31 trillion in debt. But oh yeah, you get all these people in Washington that have never signed the front of a paycheck, never done anything. Chip Roy. Yeah, I said it. I mean, I know a lot of people think that I'm a conservative. Yes, I am. Is anybody any dumber than Chip Roy? Well, Janet Yellen, Joe Biden. I guess I could go on. But Chip Roy, I mean, listen to this character. He's out there saying, well, we didn't get everything we want. Well, you don't have every branch of government, Chip Roy. Don't you understand that part? And when you did, you didn't get everything you wanted then either. Think about these things. You know, Ronald Reagan said, if don't hold out for great, don't give up good for great. And they're getting something. They're on their way, at least maybe to a little fiscal sanity. Now, I don't know about you. I'd like to be able to just go in and say, you know something, my Visa card limit isn't high enough, so I'm just going to suspend the limit until 2025. Well, that's what this bill does. Suspend the debt ceiling until January of 2025. Why did they come up with January of 2025? Oh, yeah, that's after the election's over. So these guys can just kick some other problem down the road. That's what they do in Washington. They don't solve anything. You know, you might say that I get on my soapbox, and yes, I do. But, you know, it's all because of what this is doing to you. Have you noticed what's been happening in the mortgage world in the last week and a half? Yes, I have, because I watch it every day. Last week, when they had no debt deal, interest rates on mortgages went up every single day. And they went up by some pretty good amounts. Bond went down, rates went up. All of a sudden, yesterday, when they come up with the deal, and I told you last week or the week before, Josh, we should have that number somewhere, the date that I told everyone, the exact day that the government would solve this problem. Because they do it every time, right? They were going to come out with that they had a solution over the holiday weekend when nobody was around, nobody was watching. And I told you I didn't know whether it was going to be Memorial Day weekend or July 4th weekend, but it was going to be over the holiday weekend. When did they drop this bill? I think they published it on Saturday night or Sunday night, something along those lines, because they had to give the House of Representatives 72 hours to read it. Now, this one, they tell me, is 150 pages. I haven't read the whole thing. Last time they did it, it was 150,000 pages or something like that. And they give them a half an hour to read it. Well, maybe this time somebody's reading the darn bill. I'm just throwing that out there to you. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, we're going to chat real estate. Have we been down this road in real estate before? Are we heading to another real estate bubble? Is there a crash on the horizon? I just heard one guy on the news this morning saying there was going to be, but we're going to talk about it on the front lines this morning. Keys to success for first-time homebuyers. And oh yes, On the Town, brought to you by Visit Anaheim. And I don't know, somebody put in chat, or maybe we'll ask our guest to tell us where we're going this time. Vegas, Hawaii, Nashville, Palm Springs, San Diego, Cabo, Cancun. We got all those trips to give away. Which one should we do today? We'll figure that out as well. Reach me anytime. Off air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis. rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit ronsiegelradio.com.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Every day at this time, OBMMI, they provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates with consumers across 42% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. I like this chart better. If you're watching us at ronsiegelradio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 video feed, you're actually seeing a chart of what happened with the mortgage rates yesterday. We don't have APRs. We don't know anything about points paid, points received. They just report the interest rate locks from yesterday and on average. And it looks like this is the one time, other than golf, red is good. And I'm looking at the chart right here, and it's on the screen. Every one of our numbers are in red. That means the interest rates went down. 30-year conforming, 6.80. The jumbo, that was the only one that was up, 6.75. FHA, 6.70. The VA loan, 6.501. USDA, the rural areas, generally no down payment, 6.68. That's where the loans locked at yesterday. And as I share with you all the time, that's a national number. Let's see about, and that's a yesterday's number. Let's see what's going on today. The 10-year Treasury down 2 basis points, 3.66. S&P 500 is down 34. Mortgage-backed securities, they're up 19 basis points. When the mortgage-backed securities go up, that means interest rates are down. And let's see what's driving it. I already told you about the debt ceiling issue. Catastrophic default. Yeah, right. Inflation indicators today, the last day of May. We're going to look at some key inflation components, what prices have done in order to get some ideas on how much progress we'll make on June 13th when we get the next CPI inflation report. Oil prices added inflationary pressure in the April CPI inflation report have moved significantly lower. In April, they spiked to $83 a barrel after OPEC announced production cuts, but they've been trading down below 70 a barrel. If the president was awake, he might be buying some of them for us. He said under 80, but so far we haven't seen that happen. Used car prices were soaring higher in April, but according to Car Gurus, they're up 0.8% in May, which is a much smaller pace than the previous month. Additionally, with seasonal adjustments during this time of year, that number could actually come in negative. In either case, this will add less inflationary pressure than in April and help in May. Retail costs have been coming down in real time, even though they have been lagging in the CPI report, but they have started to catch up as of May 10th inflation report, when we got the April numbers where the new shelter costs coming in are below those from last year. We saw the year-over-year figure finally began to crest from 8.2 to 8.1, and we think that'll continue but start to drop quicker, especially when you see current rents dropping fast. Apartment List reported their May rental report showing that rents are only up 0.9% year over year, only. But that was at 1.7% in April and 2.6% in March. So that's going to help. So we've got a lot of numbers coming in. JOLTS report came in, job opening and labor transition. Got more jobs available. Hey, what do you think is going to happen with the jobs report that comes out? ADP is tomorrow, and BLS comes out on Friday. That's the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. So here's the issue. The numbers that I give you, the data that I share with you, in many, many instances is national numbers. Do you know what national numbers are good for when you're talking about the house you want to buy or sell? Absolutely nothing. What you need to know when you're talking about the house you want to buy or sell is you need to talk to a local real estate professional because they know what's going on locally. Justin Bringus is just one of those folks. What area of the world are you in, Justin?
I reside out of Murrieta, California. I focus in the Southwest Riverside area, and the North County, San Diego are my two hubs.
So okay. So for those of us that are not traveling out that way, you can think of wine and Temecula. It's right
That's
there,
what
right?
Temecula is known for, yes.
Temecula is known for wine. So you've got some agriculture in your area.
We do.
I'm sitting here in the city of Orange, which was named because of orange trees, and I can't find any. Right? So it's and so Murrieta, are you seeing I heard on the news this morning that we were talking about this during the break. One of the guys that predicted the 2008 bubble, which everybody looks back and they were the one that predicted it, but they weren't during that time frame, saying that real estate prices were in a price bubble because of interest rates.
I completely disagree. If you look back to 2008 was completely created by the mortgage industry. What we have going on right now has nothing to do with the mortgage industry, but a lack of inventory. Go back to 2008, nationally, I think we had 12 months of inventory going into 2009. Then when it's all the REOs and the foreclosures hit, we had 18 months of inventory. I think right now in our local area of where I'm at, we have about 1.7 months of listing inventory, which means that if everybody stopped selling in about 6.5 weeks, we would be out of homes to sell. Compare that to 2009. We had 18 months of inventory. We have an inventory crisis right now. We have more buyers out in the market than ever before, and we're starting to see the market really heat up.
Well, in your area, that's a great area to be looking in, because I'm just looking at the chart here, and just because I can, I pulled up Murrieta, California, knowing that that's where you're at, and I can contrast that. So Murrieta, median list price $786,000. Orange County is $1,030,000, right? So a little bit more affordable.
A lot more affordable. And if you look at what happened during the COVID, right, is people realized they didn't have to go into work. And I think a lot of the principles and philosophies behind the office work changed. And if you look at Riverside County, we're, I believe, the only county in the United States that's surrounded by three of the highest counties in the United States, San Diego, Orange, and LA. So if you look at the affordability index in those three counties, the median household income does not support the median house price in San Diego, Orange, or LA. Riverside's complete opposite. The median income does support the median house price. So if you're in San Diego, Orange, or LA and you're priced out, where are you going? You're coming to Riverside.
Sure.
You're making that hour and a half drive to work. And again, going back to that old philosophy of the COVID rules, you're not having to go into the office every day. We're seeing a lot more people move into our county. So not only are we having lateral moves within, but we've got San Diego, Orange, and LA, those folks coming over to us, hitting us really, really hard.
Why not? I mean, I just looked for, I looked at the median price. We just talked about that for Murrieta. Now I look at Riverside County. Murrieta's Riverside, right? Not San Bernardino?
It's Riverside County, correct.
565,000. That's like half, a little more than half of what Orange County is. Quality of life must be a lot better.
Murrieta, where I live, one of the safest cities in the United States with the population over 100,000 people. It's a great community. It's a bigger city, but it's got a small city vibe. And to your conservative listeners, I think Murrieta is more of a conservative town, so I fit in really well over there.
Oh, okay, perfect. So we're not going to see, I'm on the same page as you. I look at it and I say, I studied economics at Chapman College. It wasn't a university back then. I'm old. And, the first thing that you learn in economics is supply and demand. You and I talked about this as we went on air, 150 single family residents available in Murrieta. That's not a lot of inventory.
It is not. And having boots on the ground and being in that market, it feels like a lot less. Some
of those are probably under contract.
Some of those are probably under contract. We're back to multiple offers. We're back to bidding wars. I had an open house on a starter home in Murrieta the other couple weeks ago. 127 groups of people.
Wow.
Groups of people, not individuals, came through between Saturday and Sunday. And that's who we could get to register. There was other people that slipped past us. We had multiple offers. We went 50,000 over list in one weekend. So tell
me what that 50,000 over list. You got to put that into context. What was that as a percentage of the list price?
Almost 10%.
Okay.
We came onto the market at 550. We closed at 600, all cash.
Okay. All cash.
All cash.
Wow. So
10-day close.
So putting that in perspective. So if that was in Orange County at $1 million home, that's $100,000 over.
Correct.
Right. So that's why I like to put the numbers in perspective, because, some areas 50,000 is a lot. 50,000 is a lot of money no matter what, but some areas that's more meaningful.
It is.
If you're looking at a $3 million house, 50,000, okay. But, you're talking right there, $550,000 house.
We were just recently in a bidding war, list price of $580. We came in at $630 and we got beat out at $660.
$580, $630.
So that one's about close to 15% over.
Right.
I'm doing my math real quick.
Wow. So that kind of just proves the point. I look at it and say, okay, you got to have a catalyst for something, right? So what is the catalyst that could cause prices to crash?
Interest rates increasing,
okay,
or more inventory hitting the market. And I don't know where the inventory is coming. So the only real thing that could happen is interest rates increase. But in my area, it takes about a 2% increase in interest rates to see prices drop 10%. So if you do the math, and I've got a 6% interest rate today on a $500,000 mortgage, my interest is $30,000 a year. If interest rates jump to 8 and that purchase price is now $450, 8 of 450, I think, is $36,000 a year in interest. Your payment will go up $500 a month, even though you bought a house $50,000 less, if interest rates increase 2%. Okay. In that example.
Okay, so there's the catalyst. Now, we've shared many, many times, and I think I'm going to send it over to Josh one more time just because I can. When we have interest rates, when we have a recession, most people think we're going to get a recession. Is that fair?
It's fair.
Will we or will we not? I don't know. But most of the economists are saying we're going to get a recession. interest rates drop during a recession. They don't go up.
And
Right?
if you look on 4 of the last 6 recessions that were not caused by the housing market, home prices appreciated.
Absolutely. So in both cases, there's no catalyst for us to see a crash.
I don't see anything like that coming. And if interest rates do drop, how many more buyers are going to be in the marketplace? Because there's a lot of buyers that I speak to on a daily basis that say they're waiting for rates to drop. How much busier is it going to get if you're one of those waiting? The competition's just going to increase because, let's be honest, the folks at 2 and 3% are unwilling to put their home onto the market, to downsize, to get the pool, to get the extra bedroom, and jump to a 6 or 7% interest rate. They're holding onto their homes.
Absolutely, and they should. So when we come back, I want to chat more about this, but I do want to throw in there, you don't need to be paying that 6% right now. And yeah, I think what was our number, Josh? We locked at 6.8 was the, according to OBMMI. I don't want to get in trouble here for compliance, but 6.08 is what OBMMI said that rates locked at yesterday. RSRBuydown.com. RSRBuydown.com. Go and check out the video or the clip of the show segment we did on that, and you can be at in the 4% range right now on properties that Justin was just talking about. RSRBuydown.com. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, keys to success for first-time homebuyers on the town, brought to you by Visit Anaheim, and we decided Nashville. That's what we're going to give away, a trip to Nashville. 4 days, 3 nights. Can't pay your taxes, fees, but 4 days, 3 nights in Nashville. We've got that for you. You can reach me anytime. Off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you. But the replay is available. Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you a renter and tired of making monthly payments? Paying off someone else's mortgage? Hey, it's Ron Siegel here to help you stop renting and start owning your dream home with amazing low interest rates. And you could potentially qualify for a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket. So stop renting. Start owning with Ron Siegel. Learn more at RonSiegelRadio.com and start owning today. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit RSRNoDebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis. rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Great website for you. It's a great tool for you. Monitor your credit, monitor your bank account, monitor your asset accounts, monitor your real estate. 97% of the homes across the entire United States are on there that are listed for sale are showing right there, rsrmoney.com. Monitor your budget. And oh yeah, if you want to find out what your house is worth, historical values, we're going to give you 4 of those, 4 values right there from valuation models. 3 of them are really good. We'll even put Zillow on there because we know you're going to look there anyway, and it's wrong, but we'll put it up there anyway for you. But all of those are right there, rsrmoney.com. Keys to success for first-time home buyers. Buying your first home is an exciting decision and a major milestone that has the power to change your life for the better. As a first-time home buyer, it's a vision you can bring to life. But as the National Association of Realtors, NAR, shares, you'll have to overcome some factors that have made it more challenging in recent years. Quote, since 2011, the share of first-time home buyers has been under the historical norm of 40%. As buyers face tight inventory, rising home prices, rising rents, and high student debt loads, unquote. That said, if you're looking to purchase your first home, here are 2 things you can consider to help make your dreams a reality. Number 1, save money with first-time home buyer programs. Being able to pay for the initial costs and fees associated with home ownership can feel like a major hurdle. Whether that's getting a loan, being able to put together a down payment, or having money for closing costs, there are a variety of expenses that can make buying your first home feel challenging. Fortunately, there are a lot of public and private first-time homebuyer programs that can help you get a loan with little to no money up front. CNET explains, quote, a first-time homebuyer program can help make homeownership more affordable and accessible by offering lower mortgage rates, down payment assistance, and tax incentives, unquote. In fact, as Bankrate says, many of these programs are offered by state and local governments. Quote, many state and local governments have programs that offer down payment or closing cost assistance. Yes, we have one at Geneva. They can help you with that as well. Basically, nothing down. Simple. And you get a great realtor that can help you with negotiating closing costs. You might get in there with 3.5% as a silent second. Quote, many states and local governments have programs that offer down payment or closing cost assistance, either low interest rates, deferred loans, or even forgivable loans like grants to help to people looking to buy their first house, unquote. Take advantage of these programs. Give us a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Last time I looked, there was 352 down payment assistance programs in the state of California. 352. Supply of homes for sale is low, so explore every possibility. It's a seller's market, meaning there aren't enough homes on the market to meet buyer demand. So how can you be sure you're doing everything you can to find a home that works for you? Increase your options by considering condos and townhomes. U.S. News tells us housing types are often less expensive than single-family homes. Quote, condos are usually less expensive than standalone houses. They're also less expensive to insure, unquote. One reason why they may be more affordable is because they're often smaller, but they still give you the chance to get your foot in the door and achieve your dream of owning and building equity. Beyond that, another major perk is they typically require less maintenance. As U.S. News says in the same article, quote, the strongest reason for purchasing a condo is that all external maintenance is usually covered by the condo association. Landscaping, pool maintenance, external painting, paving, plowing. We don't have too much plowing, and more. This fee also covers some internal maintenance such as gas, electric, plumbing, HVAC, and other mechanical systems, unquote. Townhomes and condos, great way to get into the home ownership. Owning your home allows you to build equity, increase your net worth, and can fuel a future move. Best way to make sure you're set up for success especially if you're starting out. Work with a trusted real estate agent. I think I know one sitting right next to me. They can educate you on home buying process, help you understand your local area to find options that are right for you, and coach you through making an offer in a competitive market. Bottom line, today's housing market provides some challenges for first-time home buyers, but there's still ways to achieve your goals, like utilizing first-time home buyer programs and considering all of your housing options. Give me a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Let's chat about this. That's the real-time real estate segment, again, brought to you by rsrmoney.com. Programming note, on Monday, don't miss our broadcast. We're trying to get a bill passed in the United States Congress, and I can't see, even with the lunatics out there in Washington, they should all be on board with this one. It's a new FHA-type program going through the FHA system for teachers, police, firefighters, educators, first responders. Very similar to the VA program, but it's for like I say, first responders and educators. We're going to have the architect of the bill will be on with us on Monday. Make sure you check out the broadcast. Continue our conversation this morning. Justin Bringus is with us. Bringus Home Team coming to us. He's actually with us in the city of Orange where we're broadcasting, but he's from Murrieta, and where you can actually still afford to buy a house if you can find one.
If you can find one.
So is it possible to find something out there, Justin?
Absolutely it is. I want to say, first and foremost, on the last segment you guys heard, homes are receiving multiple offers and there are bidding wars. And I don't want that to discourage you. There's two types of agents in the marketplace. There's the reactive, what I call the MLS agent. These are agents that merely look for inventory on the MLS. They'll encourage you to look on the big portals like Zillow, Realtor, Redfin. Hey, if you see something, send it to me. I'll set it up. It's a complete reactive campaign. It's a reactive way of doing business. And unfortunately, if that's the type of agent you're working with, you're going to find yourself in more multiple offer situations and bidding wars. You need to find an agent that's willing to go out and hunt for you. And what I mean by that is looking for off-market opportunities. Bob and Jill sell the home down the street. The neighbors are watching. And if you've got an agent that's willing to get out there and door knock, make phone calls, send out postcards, handwritten letters, and find you an off-market opportunity, you're now not having to compete with the rest of the market. I think right now that is truly the best way to find inventory is to find an agent that's a hunter, not a gatherer.
That's a big issue. We don't really talk about that too much on the program, but that's a major issue, major benefit right there.
It is. I mean, you look at it this way. A roofer has a tool belt. He's got a hammer. He's got nails. He's got a level, tape measure, right?
You know more about that stuff than I do. I can't even use a screwdriver, Justin.
The reactive agent, the agent that's only relying on inventory on the MLS, is like a roofer only working with a hammer.
Ah, okay.
Right. We're going to use
song "Duct Tape and a Crescent Wrench."
I don't.
There was a country music song.
Okay.
Right. You can do anything with duct tape and a crescent wrench.
I believe that to be true.
Right. But something, you're spot on, and there's so many agents that. You use the word reactive, which is much more polished than me because I say they're lazy, right? You send me what you find and I'll show it to you. Well, what do I need you for if that's what the system is? I already found it, right? You're talking about somebody that's out there going and really working for a living.
Well, yeah, listen, are we going to look in the MLS? Yes. Number one, whatever's on the MLS is on Redfin, Google, and
everybody knows about it.
Right. It's on the same. You need an agent that's going to go out there. Think about it. I've got agent friends that are working with sellers right now who are nervous or scared or worried about getting their home onto the market. And if you got an agent that's willing to reach out to those relationships and say, hey, I've got a buyer ready to go. What sellers do you have sitting on the fence where maybe we can put a deal together? There's another option. There's another strategy. Door knocking, another strategy. Flyers, postcards to homeowners, another strategy. You need an agent who's going to utilize all the tools. And to be honest with you, yes, most agents are lazy. What is it? A lazy person will do a little bit of work and think they should be winning. And a winner does a whole lot of work and still worries they're not doing enough.
That makes a lot of sense. And the bottom line is I'm thinking your methodology requires the agent to work more. But I think as a consumer advocate, from my vantage point as a consumer advocate, I think the consumer is actually getting a better opportunity because, if you go out and you find Mr. and Mrs. Jones and they're looking to sell their house, you're probably asking them, Why are you wanting? What intrigues you about that? Maybe they're looking to move to Florida, or maybe they need 6 months, or maybe they're a probate issue. Or there's a whole lot of issues, but you're finding that out, so you're helping them solve a problem, but you're also helping the buyer. Well, this Mr. and Mrs. Jones, you go to the Mr. and Mrs. Smith as a buyer, say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Jones are looking to move in about 3 months. If you can hold off, we can put the deal together and make this a win for everybody.
And then you as the buyer don't have the competition because it's not brought to the traditional market.
Right. And so you got two wins there also. As the buyer, you don't have the competition. And I'm not a realtor, although I have a license, I'm not qualified to use it. I don't know too many people that are selling a house that really look forward to say, I'm going to put my house on the market so I can be told I have to leave every weekend for the next 3 weeks until it's sold, so that a bunch of other people can go traipsing through my house.
Well, you got to think about it this way. There's a lot of homeowners out there that want it easy. Why do homeowners sell to investors and sell to these iBuyer programs where they know they're selling below market? Because they want it easy. And the idea of hunting down or going after off-market opportunities is not to only alleviate or remove some of the competition for the buyer, but to also make it easy for the seller. Now, are there sellers out there that don't care about easy and they want to maximize every penny and they're going to go to the market? Yes, absolutely. But if you have an agent that's utilizing all the tools that are given to us and working hard, it's hard work. You're not going to bat 1,000. Not every single homeowner I'm going to find an off-market opportunity for. It's not going to happen. But knowing that you have an agent that's utilizing all the tools, would you rather have that, or would you have an agent that's just relying on the MLS, which you can really do on your own by just watching Zillow or Redfin?
Yeah, you don't need to do a whole heck of a lot. If it's on the market, it's on the market.
What are you paying me? Well,
paying you for the negotiation.
What are you paying me for, right? Are you paying me for only the negotiations? Are you paying me to really go out and find that home for you?
You've got a whole different model in there, and I love listening to your concept, because so many people are not working that hard. Right? They're not doing what you're doing. They're not willing to go maybe that's why your numbers are so high. Because you're willing to do the things that other people aren't willing to do to get the results other people aren't getting.
I love what I do. I've got a wonderful wife and 5 kids at home, so I have to work. And I believe that there's a better experience for the consumer out there. I believe that there's a better way to do real estate, and not everybody needs to be in a bidding war. Not everybody needs to be discouraged and not think that their home doesn't exist. I believe it does exist. You just need an agent that's willing to go out there and hunt it down and find it for you.
Great information. And we're going to continue our conversation with Justin Bringus when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. On the Town, brought to you by Visit Anaheim and a trip to Nashville. When we come back, reach me anytime. Off air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
March Madness might be over, but the game is still on for homebuyers. Don't let misrepresentation of home appreciation outlook get you down. The FHFA says that despite the Fed doubling interest rates, home prices are just down less than 1% from their peak last June. What are you waiting for? It's time to shoot your shot and start your home buying journey with rsrmoney.com. They will guide you through every step, making the process as smooth as a three-pointer. Visit rsrmoney.com now and make your dream home a reality.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And every week at this time, our friends at Visit Anaheim send us on the town. It's 3 events that they give us every week: a major event of the week, a romantic event of the week, and a family event of the week from our friends at Visit Anaheim. Major event this week, Villains Brewing Company, their grand opening. Get ready to have a blast at the grand opening of Villains Brewing Company in Anaheim. It's going to be June 9th from 11 a.m. to midnight. The party will be in full swing. The renowned Isaias Hernandez from Smoke and Fire is bringing his magic to Anaheim's beer scene. Grab some delicious food and check out this cool outdoor space featuring a massive 45-foot long swimming pool. Got a surprise in store for 20 lucky attendees, with 10 people randomly chosen in the afternoon and 10 in the evening to receive an epic prize. So grab your friends and join Villains Brewing Company for a day filled with fun, great beer, and the chance to be one of the lucky winners. This event is completely free to attend. For more details, villainsbrewingcompany.com. Got the romantic event of the week, Make Art and Music exhibit. Add some art to your Sunday fun day. Anaheim Packing District's Make building is hosting Make Art and Music, a carefully curated pop-up gallery event Sunday, June 11th from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Immerse yourself in the creative world as incredible SoCal artists showcase their multimedia works. Enjoy your date and be entertained by talented musicians and performers. Indulge in delicious food from Tacos El Gringo. Sip highly rated wine from Pally Wine. And enjoy award-winning beer from Unsung Brewing. RSVP for free. Visit Make Art and Music's event page, makeartandmusic.eventbrite.com. And our family event of the week, Downtown Hoedown at the Farmers Market. Yeehaw! Saddle up and bring the whole family to Downtown Hoedown at the Downtown Anaheim Farmers Market Thursday, June 8th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Get ready for a country twist on this fantastic event happening at Center Street Promenade. Best of all, entry is absolutely free. I think all 3 of our events this time are free. Explore a wide array of Western-inspired vendors offering unique goodies. There'll be live music and an incredible animal exhibit presented by Oak Canyon Nature Center. It's going to be a rootin' tootin' good time for everyone. More information, go to downtownanaheim.com. A lot of good stuff. That's all events brought to you by our friends at Visit Anaheim on the town every week. Brought to you by Visit Anaheim. And now let's give away a trip. You know, there's so much of a country theme and all of that. Maybe it's a good idea that we did our trip this week for Nashville. What do we have? 4 days, 3 nights. Got to pay your own taxes and fees. 4 days, 3 nights, Nashville. We got a certificate for you. If you're watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv, any of the socials, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 video feed, you're actually seeing the wheel spinning right now. And when I tell Josh he's going to hit the button, and around it will go until we find out who's going to be the winner. Let's hit it, Josh. There it goes. I put the sound effects in. Adela Ramirez. Adela Ramirez is our winner this week. And Adela has until June 9th to claim her trip. Nashville, 4 days, 3 nights certificate, not counting taxes and fees. Adela Ramirez, you're the winner, so check it out. Continuing our conversation this morning, we're chatting with Justin Bringus. We're talking about real estate. And, you know, if you missed the last segment, we're not going to go back and rehash it. Shame on you. You shouldn't have. Because Justin just told you how all of you folks that are listening to us that are saying, I can't find a new house. Justin just told us in the last segment how every one of you can find a new house. Is there a limit, Justin, to the amount of people that can find a new house following your system?
The only limit would be about how much hard work you want to put into it.
Right.
To be really honest with you.
Yeah.
You won't bat 1,000. Let's be honest.
No,
right?
no.
You won't bat 1,000.
Well, bat 1,000 in which end, though? I mean, are you saying you won't bat 1,000 on the...
If I got 10 buyers, the chance of us finding 10 off markets might not be great, right?
Okay.
But it's just an additional tool that probably, I would argue, a big percentage of the agents in the marketplace are not using.
Yeah, that's a fascinating issue right there, because it's not like you've said anything that's a secret, unknown activity.
No, it's just a bad word for some realtors in the market. It's called hard work.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to just go out there and pull the MLS and say, this is it.
Well, think about it. You got neighborhoods, you got Bob and Sue selling down the street. The neighbors are watching. They are watching it go on the market. They're watching the open house. They're watching the people show up. They're watching it go pending 3, 4, 5 days later. And now they're thinking about getting their home onto the market. A lazy agent, I'm just going to call it what it is, will wait and do nothing and allow that home to come onto the market with another agent, would just allow their buyer or force their buyer now to compete, versus going and knocking on that door and saying, hey, did you see your neighbor's house down the street sell last week? By the way, I'm working with a buyer that loved to be in this neighborhood. When's the last time you thought of making a move? And trying to put that piece together. Now, I can't do this for every buyer. You have to sit down with me. We have to have a consultation. You have to agree to work with me. We have to have a working relationship so that I have a fiduciary duty to bring that property to you.
Sure. Now, let's just go back to, I think, our second segment of the show today. You actually mentioned that you had an open house and you had 120
7 groups of people. Yep.
I'm going to argue that several of them, I don't know how many, probably wanted that house and didn't get it.
We had multiple offers and it only sold to one person.
Right. So every one of those other people are still out there looking.
Yes.
And there could be somebody else in that neighborhood. You don't even have to do a whole heck of a lot other than source the person that wants to sell and say, I've already got 5 other people that want this neighborhood.
That is correct. And how I got this particular listing is I sold the neighbor's house.
There you go. So it's not like rocket science here.
That's not.
It's just, but it's, it's the same thing. I'm going to argue that if you look at any of the great athletes, most of them are not, I don't want to be presumptuous. They're probably not valedictorians, right? They're not the A+ student in their school. But they got to where they're at to be in the top of their career by working harder than anybody else at curveball, baseball, whatever.
That is correct. I learned something a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago. It's called the rule of 100. You ever heard of that?
No.
Okay. The rule of 100 is if you give 100 hours in anything, you will be better than 95% of the world. Piano, golf, baseball, selling real estate, whatever that is. 18 minutes a day over the next year of perfecting or working towards one thing, you will be better than 95% of the world.
Wow. Well, I'm going to say in some areas.
Right? I haven't tested it yet.
Well, I mean, I could go out there and play golf for 18 minutes a day for the next, whatever you said, 10 days?
The next year, you got to hit 100 hours.
100 hours. Okay, 100 hours. I don't know if I'm going to still be good. I'm still not going to be very good at golf.
Have you tried it yet? Test the theory.
I might have to test that. I love that.
Hey, honey, I've got a new thing. The next year, 18 minutes a day, I'm going to be on the golf course.
Yeah, exactly. But something, I agree with exactly what you're saying. It's whether the time is the exact number, it doesn't matter.
Life is about consistency. The more consistent you're at with something, the better you're going to get. And for the buyers, looking for that perfect home, the more consistent your agent is on your behalf, the more successful you're going to be in finding that home.
So how often do you have to talk to all the people that are in your working area? Do you talk to them a lot just to see to keep the pulse on who might be thinking of selling, or who might be coming up, might be getting married or having a baby or some of those things?
So I use a system called Follow Up Boss. It's my CRM. It's documented. And in Follow Up Boss alone, you're familiar with dialers and all that stuff. I had over 25,000 calls last year. So how often am I talking to people? 25,000 calls worth last year.
25,000 calls. So if you think about that on basically 50 weeks a year for if you worked 5 days a week, that's 250. So that's 1,000 calls a day.
I don't think it's 1,000 calls a day, because that'd be 365,000 over the year.
No, I mean working days.
Working. Well, I work every day, so it averages out to be about 100, 150 calls a day.
Wow. Obviously, my math isn't very good.
It might not be good either, but it's a whole lot of calls. And the reason being is I love what I do. And, in real estate, this isn't really a consumer statement, but to other agents, it's conversations equal commissions. Anything in sales, the more people you talk to, the more relationships you build, the more people that like and trust you, the more business you'll do.
And turning that as being a consumer advocate, that means the more families that Justin's able to help. So if you want to talk to Justin, give me a call at 800-306-1990. Be happy to put you in touch with him. And as always, I ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Big thanks to Josh and Sean, who are engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.
Paid by the hour and older by the minute. My boss just pushed